Welcome everybody to the 2019 Memorial Championships presented by Discraft. I'm Sarah Hokom here with Paige Pierce. We are here to bring you the final round of the tournament out at Vista del Camino. We have a card full of superstars, including Ms. Finnish star Miss Eveliina Salonen, Paige Pierce, Jessica Weese, and Rebecca Cox. The action's been exciting all week, and we have a tight battle for the win. Eveliina has a one-stroke lead, with Paige and Jessica just one stroke behind them, and Rebecca Cox just a handful away. I'm excited to bring you this action here with Paige Pierce.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks to the Pro Tour and all the media teams for pulling this together, and let's watch some disc golf.
Starting out on hole 1, 318 feet, directly over water, so it brings a little bit of fun right off the bat. We have OB on the left, OB on the right with the sidewalk, and an elevated basket on the green. Most of the players are going to throw a power shot up the right side, righty hyzer, hoping to get close enough for the putt.
Absolutely. You want to get as close as you can because, like Sarah said, with the elevated green and the OB right there on the left, you don't want to have a tester. Eveliina's on the box, and she is throwing her blue strike, I believe.
Gets inside the circle.
Jessica next up. Takes a similar line, a little bit higher though, and she's going to come up a little bit inside of circle 2. Here I'm throwing my Peach Biofusion Defender. I'm just trying to aim high and wide and bring no chance of going in the water, but relying on that skip right there.
You ever worry about those flags in your way?
I didn't. No, it's such a small obstacle that I try not to even think about that. Here's Rebecca putting a little turn, a low turn line on her driver. I believe this is her ballistic.
Everybody's safe in the fairway, but tough putts ahead of them.
Jessica with her signature Anheuser putt. I think she was kind of laying that one up. It's not one you really want to go for, especially on hole 1 of the final round.
Layup time. I'm going to guess Eveliina's going to try to get this one.
Absolutely. With the battle being so tight, you're inside the circle. One you got to go for, and she drills it. Great start.
Looking solid.
Great start.
Right at the water. And it's in.
Yeah, had to go for that one, especially after she made it. Scary putt for sure, but, you know, the basket seemed big, especially on that elevated, you know, green, so.
It's so nice when the basket looks bigger.
Yeah, it is. Some rounds it happens, some rounds it doesn't.
Especially at the beginning. Sometimes it's definitely a little bit of nerves going on there,
Absolutely.
that first putt.
Absolutely.
So a couple birdies in the field here. In fact, Eveliina and Paige were the only two to get this hole today.
This final round? Yeah.
In this final round, yeah.
Awesome.
So, Eveliina and Paige kind of pulling ahead of the field just a little bit. Hole 2, par 3, 369 feet. Relatively open hole, a little bit of OB on the left, and then we have a fence you could throw over on the right-hand side. But the fairway's pretty open, some blocker trees early and right of the basket. Most players are going to throw a power flex up the right side, trying to scoop between those two trees for a birdie look.
Eveliina goes with a low hyzer. She puts it a little bit too low, and it hits that upslope over there, so it doesn't get the skip she's wanting. I'm trying to go the higher route, wide and high, and just let it dump in under those trees you see up there. But I super late release it. And I am OP over the fence.
Oh.
Not where I want to be at all.
I like the sidearm route here. I think the hole shapes up really well for it. A flexing sidearm if you have the distance, and Jessica certainly does.
Yeah, she put that one a little bit low with her Vulcan, but she throws that just super well. You guys are going to see some good shots. Spoiler alert. Rebecca, she got it up there pretty good. She's, you know, a little bit outside the circle, but a great drive by her. Here, I know the par is out of my hands, so I'm just trying to get up and down and take my loss there.
Jess with that sonic up. Wow.
Yeah, she's got that thing dialed.
That's a lot of fun. I like that disc. It's fun to throw. Eveliina hits the blocker tree.
I think
herself
that was
a long
little
putt.
bit of nerves there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Rebecca wanting that to be a tiny bit higher. She tried to get that follow through. I was actually pretty surprised with Eveliina not getting up and down on that. I didn't end up losing a stroke because, you know, she missed that putt there, so I felt pretty fortunate. But Jessica did just get that one back that we just got on her on the last hole, so we're kind of back to square one going into hole 3 of this final round.
How are you feeling right now on the course?
I feel good. There's a few more holes in a row where I'm going to throw the same line, so I'm just trying to get that shot dialed in, and I executed it well in hole 1, so I'm trying to just call that one a late release and not let it worry me too much, and just know that the next shot I have the exact same throw that I had on hole 1, and I feel confident getting a birdie on this one.
Hole 3, 360 feet, par 3 to an elevated basket. Got some OB on the left, OB on the right, and then that little culvert is also OB. Also a slight slope to make any misses a little bit of a rollaway.
I think that slope that you're talking about makes it another hole that the sidearm is really good if you have it. That way it just kind of sits there just like Jess's did. When we're throwing hyzer, this side that Rebecca's throwing with her Ballista Pro, if it hits too hot, it's just skipping a lot with the hill.
Stay over it this time.
Eveliina actually, round 3, hit that rail and she hit it again today. So it was kind of funny to see that.
The perfect kiss off the rail.
Yeah.
Is your Bio Defender?
Yes, it is.
Is this your popcorn disc that you refer to?
I call it peaches and cream, actually. It's like, it's really light orange, and every time I grab it out, I start singing that song. 90s hip hop in my head. So Rebecca did hit that, but she stayed safe. She's just gonna lay up and take an easy 3.
Jess, edge of the circle.
Gotta run it.
Especially last day, right?
Absolutely.
Sunday run day.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Great putt. Solid.
Thank you. It felt good to have that one go in, especially with the elevated basket. And you kind of got to get warmed up to them because there's quite a few of them on this course.
I counted 10.
Is there?
Out of 18.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, it was nice in practice. Ooh. And speaking of elevated baskets, that certainly costs Rebecca.
Yeah, it's hard when you putt kind of, you know, soft, and you're having to put it nose up into an elevated basket. It's makes short putts really testy.
I appreciated that they had the elevated basket there to practice on.
On the putting green, amazing.
Which was really, really great.
That was so awesome. You know, when we're putting on 10 of them, like you said, it's nice to be able to practice on them.
So you and Eveliina are pulling away just a little bit, trying to make a run for that win.
Hole 4. This one is fun.
381 feet to a Keyhole Green with OB all the way up the left side. OB is on the right side, doesn't quite come into play as much. You've got some trees to navigate through off the tee and hoping to make that putt on a normal size basket.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. There's lots of different lines you can take on this hole, actually, with those trees. Eveliina goes with the popular choice, I would say, just the wide hyzer around the biggest tree.
Taking that left side OB pretty much out of play completely.
Absolutely. I go for the same line and put a little too much power on it and go out of bounds on the right side, but I'm about pin high, so I'll have a chance to save par.
Just throwing a flex up the right side.
Rebecca with her Ballista.
around that blocker pine, giving herself a look at birdie. That's a big shot. 381 feet navigating through here is definitely at the edge of a lot of ladies' distance range. So any kind of look you have at this basket is it's a good one.
Eveliina just barely misses that birdie putt.
Paige to save her par.
A little high. Would have been nice to hit that one and still not lose a stroke, but you know, lost another one there. And Evelina's starting to pull ahead. I'm starting to think at this point, you know, I gotta be hitting these putts, and I gotta like maintain, not let her get any farther ahead.
There's so much that can happen, especially through that middle stretch when those water carries come into play. You never know.
Absolutely.
So definitely trying to keep her in range.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Jess with that Vulcan shot out the outside, the day before she went in the inside, more direct at the basket, and it was amazing. I was surprised to not see her throw that there.
So Eveliina pulls ahead by 2. Hole 5, par 3, 340 feet to a elevated basket. Again, there's a mando tree on that pine on the right side, and then you have OB all up the left side. So you kind of have to throw a relatively straight shot, but you have to throw it pretty far. So it's going to be a difficult one to get to without a distance driver, but you kind of want to throw a fairway driver to minimize the skip.
And that's Evelina's FD. She throws this thing amazing. She's always online with it, so once again, she's going to have a birdie putt.
It's like just pulled that just a little bit and missed the mando.
Yeah, she wasn't happy with that, of course. She's best case playing for a 4, so.
And Rebecca left that a little too hyzer, but stays in bounds.
Throwing my gatekeeper here, just straight at the basket. I leave it a tiny bit short, but it's still definitely makeable. Jess with that Sonic. She's got the touch with that disc. It's a new addition for her, I believe.
I know her and Garrett play a lot of catch with that thing.
I got a little bit nervous on that basket. You know, you don't want to miss an elevated basket and leave yourself a duster. So I left it a little low, and Eveliina picks up another stroke on both. She picks up 2 on Jess actually, and 1 on me.
Yeah, if you run that putt past the basket, that tree comes into play and kind of blocks your cutbacker. On both sides, there's that kind of that spidery
tree. The day before, I actually did miss it, and I landed behind that tree and then missed the comebacker. So I definitely would be lying if I said that wasn't in the back of my mind a little bit. Oh, Huck face for sure right there.
I love these slow-mos.
Yeah, the slow-mo's nice.
So Eveliina grabs another one and grabs 2 on Jess. Rebecca's still holding strong with quite a few pars. Hole 6, monster par 4, 783 feet. Usually a distance shot, hyzer up the right side for most of the righty backhands. It's also got a really nice sidearm line. And then the entire the entire fairway is lined with OB all the way up. It seems pretty wide and doesn't seem like the OB would come into play too much, but then as you get closer to the basket, it actually gets smaller and smaller to be just the circle around this elevated basket at the very end.
And also another thing that makes it less wide is just the fact that the terrain is so skippy. You know, you think you're going to be safe, and then you get a couple skips and you're pushing the tee line.
Along with the scattered trees you're navigating.
Absolutely. There's a lot of ways you can approach this hole, really.
Eveliina with a really good shot. Rebecca sawing it off just a little bit early.
I put that a little wider than I wanted, but, you know, I relied on the stability and it skipped right where I was hoping.
You look like you're going for a rail slide there.
I wasn't. This is Jessica with her Vulcan. She throws this thing a lot and really well. She's playing the other side of the fairway compared to us 3.
That looks like a Maverick in Rebecca's hand.
Yes, I believe it is. It holds a nice turn and just kind of comes down to a finish slowly. This is my Marshall. I decided where I was. The 3 was out of the question, so just laid up right by that 200-foot stake.
Pro tip, don't push the OB if you know you can't get the birdie.
But Jess does push the OB. Goes for a skip.
Oh.
And this one caused a little controversy for sure. You know, she probably would have came back in bounds if it didn't hit somebody.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's
Hopefully
kinda
she
what
can.
happens, yeah.
Hopefully she can recover mentally.
Yeah. Rebecca with a nice turnover line.
Ooh, pushing that right OB again.
She
It's
is.
safe though.
It is. I'm throwing my deputy here. Just a soft approach, trying to land it under the basket so I don't have a putt. And an easy par, I'm sorry.
Just trying to recover. Looks good. Easy
Yeah.
tapping.
Not much more she could have done without running it, so she kind of just has to take what happened with a grain of salt and hope to move past it.
Eveliina for par. Great putt.
Got it. She's such a great putter. It's fun to watch.
Par on this hole is definitely going to gain a stroke on a lot of the field. It's one of the holes that nobody birdied the entire weekend on the
Really?
ladies' field.
You got people watching from their balcony. That's pretty cool.
A lot of disc golf fans in those apartments. When I'm out practicing, I often hear from them kind of yelling, "Hey,
Yeah.
good luck this weekend."
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. The community is there's a lot of support there in the community.
Yeah, and you'll hear lots of people that don't know what disc golf is and they're trying to learn, like verbally. It's cool. Rebecca with those signature sunglasses on.
Couple pars, couple bogeys. Still quite a tight battle with Eveliina with a 3-stroke lead.
And a lot of the hard holes yet to come.
Speaking of hard holes, hole 7, par 4, 645 feet. You got a sidewalk and road on the left, water and a sidewalk on the right, and a low ceiling off the tee.
And an elevated green again.
Oh, weird.
Basket.
Weird, another one. This one, players are going to play a relatively conservative shot off the tee to try to make sure they're in bounds, and then they're going to try to get to the green on that second distance shot.
You want to go as wide as you can on your drive so that your approach is open. But if you do hyzer out, there is another route over the left side of the road. Eveliina plays it perfectly, in my opinion. That's almost exactly where I want to be, just right in the middle of the fairway. I'm trying to push it a little bit farther, though, so my approach isn't as far. It hyzers out, and I'm going to be left with that approach I was just talking about over the road.
I like that road approach.
Yeah, especially for a sidearm player or, you know, a backhand player that feels confident with a turnover.
Rebecca with a ballista. And Jess goes with the backhand. I do find the sidearm a little bit more difficult off the tee for this shot.
Definitely. This is her Wraith, and she landed nearly in the same spot yesterday, so this is kind of a repeat of the shot which she parked last time, and this time she leaves it, you know, a little bit outside the circle, but it's makeable, especially for a putter with Jess's caliber.
Rebecca.
I also like that Anheuser putt on those elevated baskets. Rebecca with a big boom, giving herself a look at birdie.
Throw in my Marshall here, just trying to get right as close as I can, of course, just a straight line.
And Jess for birdie. Cans it.
Great.
I like her sparkle hat.
Yeah,
too.
she had a really sparkly hat on. She hits these putts so center. She hits these putts so center.
It's surprising with the putt that goes off center so
It's
often.
really impressive.
The line is off center.
Yeah.
I mean, she's been around the game for a while.
Felt really good about making that putt, especially after Jess jammed in a jumper. Eveliina follows me and also hits it. And now we're just left with Rebecca to see if we can star break this one. And we all three got the threes there, and we shared a nice high five after that.
That's an impressive star frame. Only one other person in the entire field got that birdie, and that was Kat. So, no movement there, but some impressive golf to watch.
Absolutely. And now we are on to the first, well, not the first water hole, but this one is very intimidating, especially because I feel like you get a lot of wind on the top of this tee pad.
Definitely. I'll often have a left or right headwind here. And today it was relatively calm, not quite as calm as in this flyover, but 360 feet directly over the water, down a hill from kind of a sketchy tee pad.
Yes.
And a lot of players, at least on this card, are probably going to go directly over the water. You can also throw the hyzer line to stay safe.
But this is Eveliina with her FD again.
Tracking.
It looked like it was in from the tee pad.
A little deep. You can also go OB deep. It almost, while it's not an island hole per se, it does play like one if you're going for the green.
I'm throwing my gatekeeper here. It's just a very straight mid that I can put some power on, and it just slides. And I left myself with about a 16-footer or so. Rebecca puts a little turn on it, just like Eveliina's shot, actually. But she comes up a little bit on the short side of the basket.
Yeah.
But she's safe.
Yeah.
Keeping it dry.
Safe's all you want, really. Just the opportunity to put at this basket.
Jess with her Pharaoh. Got some nice groundwork there that left her on the green for a putt. Jess for 2.
Little low left. But that's not one you're supposed to make. It would have been a bonus hit, I think.
Paige with a lone birdie opportunity. Yeah.
I was stoked about that one. I was stoked about that one, and you know, any stroke that I can come up on right at this point is very beneficial for me, especially coming down the stretch of the final round when I'm chasing the lead.
And that's our front 9.
Yeah.
We've got Eveliina still holding on to the lead. She's got a couple strokes, but you're certainly charging.
Yeah, I'm feeling confident, especially heading into this next hole. I got the birdie in round 3, so I know if I throw the same shot, then there's a potential that I could get another stroke. And like I said, every stroke matters out here, so we will see if I can pull it off.
And here's actually the hole 9, 324 feet. One more hole, folks, my bad. This one is actually not the flyover you're seeing. We actually play from a shorter tee on the right side. It's more of a gap shot, low ceiling. You do still have the OB left on the water, and then OB right in the sidewalk. That it's closer and closer as you get to the pin.
Yeah, but we don't have to throw over the water. It's just if you make it hyzer too much, you know, you could be in the water. I throw a straight to stable fairway. It's my Lucid X Convict, and I land about 29 feet or so. Eveliina with that FD again puts a tiny bit too much turn on it, but she's got a putt. And this is Rebecca's Explorer. She throws this thing really well. I'm surprised she's got a putt as well on it.
Jess with the backhand Wraith.
This was such a good correction. I played it for round 3, and she super early released it and went in the water about where you saw that spotter. So great correction to have it tap in.
Eveliina, little wide right, hoping to find her stroke about now.
I get up there, and I was actually outside the circle. It was a little farther than I thought, but I didn't have to putt at the water, so I felt confident, and I was happy with that.
Putting the pressure.
Yeah, I was excited, and I had the box, so I wanted to stay at the box and you know, have that intimidation factor of, you know, if I throw a good shot, then, you know, they have to match it, kind of.
It always kind of helps to be on the lead, on the box.
I think so. I think it does. I feel that way anyway.
I agree. I feel the same way. You feel like this is my show.
Yeah.
I'm going to go do this, and good luck keeping up.
Yeah. So now we're headed into the back 9. The action's just getting tight. Eveliina and I are tied, so stay tuned.
Thanks for watching. Tune into the back 9.